The book means nothing. It's a work of fiction.
The reviews are in from the White House anyway on a new book that takes a deep dive on Donald Trump in the seat of power. 0 stars for this puppy from the Trump administration. Bob Woodward, one half of the Washington Post reporting duo, Woodward and Bernstein, that busted open the Richard Nixon Watergate scandal, is now bringing us fear. That's the name of his new book. It hits stores next week. Early excerpts are painting a doozy of a picture of the U.S. president.
Right. Well, I assume that means it's going to be a negative book.
Does it say that so many current and former staffers are painting a picture of dysfunction in this White House?
I don't think there are that many current staffers that are painting that picture. I don't think you can have the type of success that we've had in this White House under this president if that book was an accurate reflection of what's taking place.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders also dismissing Woodward's book as fiction today. The tell-all draws on anonymous accounts from administration insiders, along with, according to publisher Simon & Schuster, hundreds of hours of interviews with first-hand sources. The Washington Post among the first outlets to share damning excerpts like Defense Secretary James Mattis saying Trump acted like a 5th or 6th grader. And White House Chief of Staff John Kelly calling Trump an idiot. And Trump saying Attorney General Jeff Sessions is, quote, mentally retarded and a dumb Southerner, comments which are being denied.
General Mattis has come out very, very strongly. And I think you know General Mattis. He does what he wants to do. He's a very independent guy. He was insulted by the remarks that were attributed to him, and he came out with a very strong statement. General John Kelly, the same exact thing. He thought he was insulted by what they said. He's right here.
Another claim in the book, a White House official took a paper off Trump's desk to prevent him from signing a draft letter that would have pulled the U.S. out of NAFTA last year. In B.C. yesterday, Justin Trudeau was asked about the report and offered up this response.
I think you know my approach on issues with the Americans is I don't comment on these aspects of things. We stay positive, we stay constructive, we stay willing to work for the best interests of Canadians in partnership with the Americans.
While Trump's inner circle is slamming fear, the book is being embraced by late night.
At this point, the Trump administration has had more men tell-alls than The Bachelorette. And
Bob Woodward says that President Trump regrets criticizing white supremacists and calls it the biggest effing mistake he's made. Then Trump looked at Don Jr. and said, actually, second biggest mistake.
I'm sorry, Donnie. Come back, Donnie. The Washington Post has released some of Bob Woodward's expose of the Trump administration, Fear, a book named after the emotion Trump feels whenever he sees a book.
And new today, in what the New York Times is calling a rare move, the paper publishing an anonymous op-ed by a senior Trump administration official who says he and others are working to frustrate the president's misguided impulses, adding, but we believe our first duty is to the country, and the president continues to act in a manner that is detrimental to the health of our republic. That is why many Trump appointees have vowed to do what we can to preserve our democratic institutions while thwarting Mr. Trump's more misguided impulses until he's out of office. The op-ed also mentioning that there were early whispers within the cabinet of invoking the 25th Amendment, which would kickstart a complex process for removing the president. But no one, quote, wanted to precipitate a constitutional crisis.